Imagine reaching for a convenient meal from your pantry, thinking it's harmless, maybe even healthy. A simple canned soup, pasta, or meat. You open the can, pour it into a bowl, and sit down, expecting a quick, satisfying meal. But what if I told you that this same can of food could be slowly eroding your muscles, making it harder for you to get out of your chair, climb the stairs, or even enjoy your daily activities? This isn't fear-mongering. This is a reality for many seniors over 60, and it's caused by something most people completely overlook: the canned foods in your kitchen. If you're relying on canned foods for convenience, I need you to pay attention, because what you're about to learn could mean the difference between maintaining your independence or ending up dependent on others for basic daily activities. There are 5 types of canned foods that are literally sabotaging your muscles from the inside out. They accelerate sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that makes you feel weak and fragile. But here's the twist: not all canned foods are bad. 2 of them are actually muscle-protecting superfoods in disguise, foods that most people avoid, thinking they're just ordinary pantry items. Let's start with the real culprits. The first, and arguably the most destructive, are canned pasta meals, ravioli, spaghetti, and similar dishes. On the surface, they seem harmless. They're easy, filling, and marketed as comfort food, but a single can often contains 1,800 milligrams of sodium, roughly 75% of your recommended daily limit, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. High sodium alone pulls water out of your muscle cells, leaving them dehydrated and weak. Your muscles literally suffocate at the cellular level, struggling to contract and function. But the danger doesn't stop with sodium. Canned pasta meals often contain phosphate additives: sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, potassium phosphate, or just phosphates on the label. High phosphate intake disrupts calcium. When phosphates bind to calcium, your muscles can't contract properly. Over time, high phosphate levels trigger the release of parathyroid hormone, which leaches calcium from your bones and muscles, weakening them further. And the excess calcium often deposits in your arteries instead of muscles, causing vascular calcification, reduced blood flow, and slower nutrient delivery. Muscle aging accelerates, movement becomes harder, and the risk of falls rises. The sauce in canned pasta isn't innocent either. It often contains high fructose corn syrup, a compound that directly accelerates muscle aging through a process called glycation. Glycation creates stiff, non-functional cross-links in muscle proteins, essentially rusting them from the inside. This process is irreversible. The liver converts fructose into fat, triggering insulin. Resistant muscles can't absorb amino acids effectively. Even if you're eating enough protein, your muscles literally starve while your pantry looks full. And the meat in these cans isn't real meat in any meaningful sense. And mechanically separated meat, the kind found in many canned pasta products, is a paste of bones, cartilage, and scraps processed under high pressure and treated with ammonia. It contains almost no leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. Even if the label claims 10 grams of protein, your muscles might also. The rest becomes waste, placing extra stress on kidneys already aging and slowing down with time. The can itself poses another threat. Many still contain BPA or its chemical substitutes, which interfere with hormone production. Testosterone and growth hormone, both crucial for muscle maintenance, can be suppressed. For men over 60, this additional suppression can tip the scale from functional strength to rapid muscle deterioration. Women aren't immune. Hormonal disruption accelerates postmenopausal muscle loss. Next on the list are canned processed meats: Vienna sausages, canned ham, potted meats, and corned beef. These products are heavily processed and preserved with sodium nitrite, a chemical that interferes with mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of your muscle cells. Damaged mitochondria produce less ATP, the energy your muscles need to contract. Without it, muscles can't function effectively, even if the tissue is there. These processed meats also contain oxidized fats from high heat processing, triggering inflammatory responses that directly break down muscle tissue. Advanced lipoxidation end products, or ALs, form when fats and proteins are processed together at high temperatures. These compounds induce muscle cell death, known as apoptosis. After 60, your body struggles to replace dead muscle cells. Permanent loss occurs. High sodium, excess fat, nitrites, and these harmful compounds combine to create a toxic cocktail that undermines muscle strength and energy. Cream-based canned soups, the third major culprit, are deceptive. Marketed as wholesome comfort food, they often contain modified starches, hydrogenated oils, carrageenan, and xanthan gum. These ingredients trigger systemic inflammation, disrupt gut health, and interfere with nutrient absorption. Hydrogenated oils introduce trans fats, which impair insulin sensitivity, prevent. Modified starches are recognized as foreign compounds, triggering inflammatory responses that accelerate muscle breakdown. MSG hides in these soups under multiple names, including natural flavoring or yeast extract. Chronic MSG exposure can overstimulate nerves, including those controlling your muscles. Over time, growth hormone production is also reduced, further preventing repair and growth. Sodium overload dehydrates muscle cells, accelerates calcium loss, and compounds weakness. The fourth muscle destroyer may shock you: canned fruit in heavy syrup. While fruit is generally healthy, canned varieties in syrup are loaded with sugar. High sugar intake triggers insulin spikes and crashes, releasing cortisol, a catabolic hormone that breaks down muscle. Seniors consuming these regularly show accelerated loss of type 2 muscle fibers, the fast twitch fibers responsible for power, stability, and fall prevention. The canning process also destroys vitamins. Vitamin C, critical for collagen formation in muscles, is reduced by up to 80%. Folate, vitamin A, and thiamine are also lost. The syrup's acidity forces your body to pull calcium and other minerals from muscles and bones to neutralize the acid. Your muscles weaken while your body fights to maintain pH balance. The sugar and acid also feed harmful gut bacteria, producing toxins that further disrupt muscle health. The fifth muscle destroyer is cheap, canned chili. Many assume chili is a protein-rich, healthy meal. But budget canned versions are loaded with processed beans, inferior meat, phosphate binder. Beans are treated to remain firm, which reduces digestibility and creates gut fermentation. Textured vegetable protein TVP, often mixed with scraps, offers low-quality protein that muscles can barely use. Hidden sugars feed harmful gut bacteria, reducing protein absorption and promoting inflammation. Lectins from improperly cooked beans can damage the gut lining, creating systemic inflammation that accelerates muscle breakdown. High sodium and added potassium can further disrupt muscle function, especially if you're on certain medications. Now for the good news: not all canned foods are harmful. 2 canned items can actually help preserve and even. The first is canned wild-caught salmon or sardines, packed with complete protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and calcium from soft bones. These fish reduce inflammation, support muscle contraction, and improve nutrient absorption. Vitamin D in the can helps muscles utilize calcium effectively. Studies show seniors eating fatty fish twice a week maintain significantly more muscle mass than those who don't. The canning process actually makes the protein more digestible than fresh, cooked fish. The second safe canned food is pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. Rich in beta-carotene, fiber, and potassium, pumpkin supports muscle protein synthesis, gut health, and proper muscle function. Canning increases bioavailability of beta-carotene, making it easier for your body to use. Compounds in pumpkin improve insulin sensitivity, helping muscles absorb nutrients efficiently. Mix it into smoothies, oatmeal, or soups for a convenient muscle-supporting meal. Here's your action plan. Immediately remove the 5 muscle, destroying canned foods from your pantry. Replace them with fresh whole foods or the 2 safe canned options. Read labels carefully. Avoid anything with phosphates, nitrites, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or excessive sodium. Prepare simple alternatives at home: whole grain pasta with tomato sauce, fresh or frozen meats, homemade soups, fresh fruit, and quality chili. Track your strength over the next month using simple tests: grip strength, chair stands, or timed planks. Measure arm circumference, energy levels, and overall well-being. Most people see improvements within a few weeks of eliminating these harmful foods. Your muscles are capable of rebuilding at any age. It's not too late to reverse the damage, restore strength, and preserve independence. Every can of processed pasta, Vienna sausage, Cream soup, fruit cocktail, or cheap chili in your pantry could be silently stealing your strength, one meal at a time. But now you know which foods are sabotaging you and which ones can protect your. Make the choice today. Continue eating foods that erode your independence or nourish your muscles with proper science-backed options. Your stronger, healthier future starts with the next meal. Open that pantry. Examine your cans. Decide which foods will fuel your strength and which ones will steal it. Every choice matters, and every meal is an opportunity to preserve your independence, your strength, and your dignity. Your muscles are ready. Are you ready to feed them right?